This video will cover the topic, square root of a perfect square monomial.
What exactly is a perfect square monomial?
Great question. A perfect square is the resulting product after multiplying any number or expression by itself. A perfect square monomial is a perfect square, but with only one term. Let's take a look at the problem we're going to be working through. We are given the square root of 16z to the 10th. By definition, the square root of 16z to the 10th is a positive number that when squared is equal to 16z to the 10th.
Okay, so we need to find a number that when squared is equal to 16z to the 10th. But how do we do this?
To figure out what this number is, we can use the following square root property. This property states that the square root of AB equals the square root of A times the square root of B. Our next step now is to identify our A and B values. We can see by comparing the two expressions that A equals 16 and B equals z to the 10th. Now that we have successfully found our A and B values, we can substitute them into the equation. The result is the square root of 16 times the square root of z to the 10th. Now we can solve. The square root of 16 equals 4, so the result is 4 times the square root of z to the 10th. Now we must find the square root of z to the 10th. What would that be?
Well, z to the 5th times z to the 5th equals z to the 10th. So that would be z to the 5th, right?
Yes, that's correct. Remember that whenever we are multiplying numbers with like bases, we add the exponents together. Z to the 5th times z to the 5th equals z to the 10th, so our final result is 4z to the 5th.
Okay, so in order to find the square root of a perfect square monomial, I must use the property of square roots, which says that the square root of a times b equals the square root of a times the square root of b. Once I identify the a and b values, I can solve the square roots. Then I have my final answer.
That's exactly right. Great job.